Hey VFX, this is Izzy Moreno, and you're watching Countdown City WrestleCast.
What is up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. Joining me is that guy, Tommy.
Hello.
And we got Big Mike.
What's up, guys? 2024, let's go.
And this is going to be a huge show. There's a lot to talk about. It's a busy weekend of wrestling.
Jeez Louise, there's so much happening right now.
Stuff locally, stuff nationally. There's a United 210 show. We're going to talk MPW Mania. RCW's got their own Mania. TNA's got Rebellion. AEW's got Dynasty. And yeah, Wrestling Shop Collectibles is having a show just in the middle of the afternoon on Saturday too.
Yeah,
wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes. So,
and there may be something in Japan. I don't know.
Tommy's going to be spending a lot of money. That's basically what we know right now. So
that's not untrue.
And hello, Sean and Angel. We see you in there already. Thanks for
yes. And we're going to kick things off today. We have a couple of very special guests. The current Mission Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. And if I'm not mistaken, they're making their first title defense this coming weekend of that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Title for title matchup. We have Kaya Dream. We have Maya World, the tag team collectively known as Dream World. What is up, ladies?
Hello.
Appreciate y'all joining us.
Yes, thank
So,
you.
Of course.
first of all, congrats on the championship win. I know it's been a couple months. How has it been bonding with your respective championships for the last couple of months? Have you, taken it around? A lot of photo ops and everything like that. So
it's been good. I mean, it's like a prestigious title to me because I love Mission Pro so much. So just calling myself the champ alongside my girl Kaya has been great the last few months.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree. You kind of took the words right out of my mouth. Like, it's been great. Of course, I got my photos on IG. And Mission Pro is such a great promotion for women and women empowerment in general. So it really does mean a lot to hold these tag team titles.
now, obviously, you ladies won this championship. This was part of Maya. It was like a pick your partner type thing here. Was Kaya? What's the history with you and Kaya? How long have you guys known each other? Was this a pretty easy phone call for you to make?
It was pretty easy. I mean, there was choices, but they were kind of eliminated quickly when I was like, oh, of course, Kaya Dream. Who else? But I mean, I've known her for a minute. Honestly, that was when we first met at Mission Pro, the last show in February. That was our first time meeting in person. Actually,
Really?
Our friendship has been like over the internet. So, I mean, hey, it's stronger than ever now.
Right. Yeah, Maya, she's like so good in the ring, and like I've always just loved her work and respected it. So when she hit me up, I was like, okay, period. Like,
was it one of those like networking things, like you had just seen each other's work online, or you knew somebody, knew some out, I don't know, like
I seen her online
degrees
and
of
connected a little bit from there, basically. Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
same. I seen her work online. I was like, okay, like she can go. That's crazy. Love it.
That's awesome.
Where else have y'all gotten to wrestle as a tag team since MPW?
We haven't actually.
Really?
Sadly, no. But it's fine because we're the Mission Pro champs for a reason. So if we're going to wrestle on Mania and we're going to retain, and then we're going to get some bookings outside of that, because then we're going to be NWA tag team champs also, double champs. So we'll be on NWA, we'll be in Florida, she'll be in Texas. We're going to be everywhere. Don't even worry about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty intense title defense because you're also wrestling for a champion. Just like throw it out there. And I know when they announced the match with the King Bees, I want to say Brian had announced it while we were doing this show one week.
And he did. That's right. He said
Yeah.
we were on. That's right.
And then a week later, they won the NWA Tag Team Champions, and we were like, you know what? Maybe this could be a title for title. So
Didn't he announce that on the show like a week or two later?
He might have announced that. Maybe we're part of the booking committee indirectly. I have no idea. But, how excited are y'all? Do y'all have any history with the King Bees? Have y'all ever worked with them before or wrestled against them before?
I haven't wrestled them as a tag team before. I've wrestled Danny and Charity like singles respectively. But with them as a tag team, we have no prior beefs. But I'm still excited for Saturday. It's gonna be a good match.
Yes. I haven't wrestled them either, but I've met Danny when I used to work with Reality a while back. So haven't worked them yet, but I'm excited because they've been doing some. It's gonna be a good challenge, I'll say that. But
yeah,
I mean, Green World, it's
but we got it. Like
right.
Yeah, so.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember correctly, the night you won them, they were the first people you called out. Like, it wasn't people coming after the champs. The champs said, "We want the King Bees. This is the match we want," right?
Because the King Bees are probably the one tag team I've seen been making real waves, and they just, like you said, after that they had won the NWA tag titles, and they were doing their thing on NWA. I seen, so they're definitely the ones who are they're who I want to face first for sure.
Awesome.
Tommy, go ahead.
I was gonna say. I know JC was going, but I have to ask a very, very important question. How did it feel to shut up Jasmine Allure? Just talk slow, because I can listen to this all day.
I feel like she would have never shut up if she won these with.
No, she would not have. I would have to move. I'd have to leave Texas if she had won those.
So I'm glad for that for everyone. She definitely would have never shut up. So it just felt good because she is someone who talks a lot of this.
Yes, she does.
And I can do a lot of this too, but I shut her up.
Right.
Or we shut her up.
Yeah.
Right.
I relived that moment so many times in my head. Just that 1, 2, 3. She lost again.
Yeah, Jason throwing it out there.
Beef with Jasmine.
Well, it's hard to tell who the bigger beef is, if it's Jasmine or Angel Blue, because the two of them, honestly, I don't know if you know this, is before there was him and Jasmine, it was him and Angel Blue for, better part of a decade now. So,
gosh,
yes,
and she's in the intro.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she is.
Don't worry. I'm reminded constantly that she's in the intro. So, yeah.
In all fairness to Tommy, though, there's a list of people at this point who he's at odds with, so it's hard to keep track sometimes.
Gosh,
you guys luckily not. So
thank God.
Okay, but there is at least a top 5, and Jasmine and Angel are in it.
Yeah,
Lance Archer.
That's his number 1. But that's personal.
Sure.
But that got personal after a couple of weeks ago. Anyway.
Okay.
Dang.
Anyway, if you guys are watching live, please feel free to send us a comment, send us a message. We'll get the questions. We'll definitely get those. Feel free to ask. We'll get those answered here. So, Mike, do you have a question?
Well, no, but I was going to bring up. You two are both undefeated at Mission Pro. Maya, you've never lost. Kai, you came in immediately. Bam, got a win, got the titles. But again, this match, title for title, King Bees. King Bees have been around a while. I know you mentioned a minute ago that you guys haven't been able to team and work together. Obviously, you can communicate, but the King Bees have been going through. Does it worry you a little bit that y'all haven't had as much time since that match to kind of continue gelling while the King Bees are kind of going around teaming all the time?
Not at all.
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah.
And we did what we did, made a statement, and took the title. So we did it before. It shouldn't be a problem to do it again.
No, we haven't teamed, but we've met. We were in Philly together for Mania. We've seen each other. We've strategized. We've talked. We know the King Bees have been on a roll. We don't get as much reps with them as a tag team. But like she said, we came in not even knowing what to expect as a tag team together, and we won the Mission Pro. This is not just some random title. This is Mission Pro tag team championships on the first day that we tagged together. So I have strong hopes for us as a team, and I believe that we're going to walk out double champs.
Yeah.
Very cool. We got a question for you, Maya, from Jason, actually. Enjoyed your Spark tag match. How does it feel facing other Joshi talent?
It was Oh my gosh, hold on. I love freaking Stardom and sharing the locker room with those Stardom girls. I just felt like on cloud nine, and then sharing the ring with Maya Watani and Konami, of course, with Jada. That was so dope. I learned a lot from them. Hopefully, I can come to Stardom one day. That's put my pitch out there. I talked to them, so hopefully. But it was really dope. It was so fun.
I've been trying to convince Mission Pro to get Stardom down here for years, and I will never give up. Ever.
That'd be amazing. Like,
yes.
we can figure it out now.
You know, Tommy, don't ever give up because you're a major reason why Ring of Honor in the heyday started coming to San Antonio, by the way. I just don't know if you guys know this story. He pushed Todd Sinclair for, I think he like stalked him for all I know, on social media. Found it. I don't know if he found his phone number out, but he was like, bring it to San Antonio, bring it to San Antonio.
I didn't go that far. I did stalk him on social media. That part's true.
Eventually, like they came to San Antonio, it became like I don't know, every year annual.
Yeah, they usually have a show.
It was insane, so it was pretty cool. You mentioned Philly for WrestleMania, WrestleCon. How was that experience being a part of such a huge event, which is basically like
for everyone from wrestling.
Like everyone was out there. Yeah,
the capital of the wrestling world. WrestleMania is. How was WrestleCon? How was that experience?
It was dope. I mean, I've seen so many legends. I mean, I seen my girl Alicia Fox. I love Foxy. I just seen so many cool people like that who I don't, I would never get to see everywhere. Like everybody comes together for that special WrestleCon, and I always love it.
Kai, what about for you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a vibe for me. Like I said, I see a lot of people because I'm in Florida. I'm in Orlando, so
yeah.
But it was good, kind of reuniting with everybody. Good to see my tag partner. I don't know how we didn't take no pictures together.
Y'all were starstruck with everybody else. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Y'all were like, "Oh my God, look at Peppers."
It was hard at Wale Mania. Everybody was there, so it's hard to find a corner. But there we tried, and then when we saw another place, we just didn't. But
yeah, I saw pictures and videos of Wale Mania. It was insane.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was crazy. I feel like I got there kind of late, but like it was just so much moving so fast that it was just a lot to take in at once.
Yeah.
It was moving really fast.
Yeah,
that weekend was a movie, but it was fun.
It was a movie.
Yeah.
Yes. I wish I could have seen my partner's match, though. I had to go down to Miami, but I seen like the clips and shit. That's how I know I'm not worried about King B. Even though they've been doing great, I'm not, discounting any work they've done. But with my partner,
y'all got to be confident when you're that successful. So
absolutely,
yeah, for sure.
Kaya, so like we said, that was your debut match at Mission Pro, and of course you walked away with the tag titles. But I know you alluded to it earlier, how you've heard about it, you've watched it, seen what they do, and how they're great for women's wrestling. How did it feel being there in person as opposed to just watching it? What was that experience like for you getting there the first time?
You're talking about Mission Pro or
for Mission Pro?
Mission Pro.
Mission Pro. Oh, it was a great experience. Like everyone in the locker room was just so great, and it was nice being an all-women's promotion ran by a woman. That was a great thing. Like everything's super organized. Just the energy was really good. Like compared to a lot of promotions, I really loved it, and it was just great being a part of it. And then like we did winning the titles, so it was all around a great experience. I'm excited for this weekend. I'm getting together, and we're about to take over. Well, we already taken over.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already the champ, so the takeover is kind of already taken place.
It's already happened.
And with all that positive feedback, I guess that means you were lucky enough not to run into JP too much. The one guy who was
all those women in Mission Pro and JP Harlow.
What was that, Ma? Sorry,
I made sure to keep JP away from her.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank God. Oh my God.
That's why it was a pleasant experience.
As someone who started his downfall before his recent teaming up with Thunder, I mean that's you. So
yeah.
You started.
That's definitely a Payola type team up. He's not slick trying to get under Rosa.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Had a question come in from Bernsey here. Kaya, we can start with you. We'll go one at a time. How or what got you ladies into wrestling? I guess who did you watch growing up? What were some of the matches you remember as a kid?
So growing up, my dad was a wrestling fan, and he always watched like Monday Night Raw. So I At the time I was watching it, Mickey James was my girl. That was the time. Melina was my girl. And I realized like the fan thing, I don't know, was it like subconscious, but when I went back and started watching Melina like lately, I was like, that's probably where I got that from. Because everything about the glam, that just, oh my gosh. So that's what got my dad really got me into wrestling. I used to go to the house shows. John Cena, loved him. That was my man. Can tell me otherwise. And so I did I used to do martial arts. I did karate, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, and so then as I got older, wrestling came on TV because I kind of got away from it when I was in high school, and I was like, you know what, I'm looking at these women and I'm like, if they can do it, I definitely can do this. And so then it became, I was looking for training, and I'm from Georgia. So at that time, it was like 2017, 2018. There wasn't really much like there is now, or maybe I just didn't know about it. Like literally how I found my wrestling school, I seen a birthday party thing. They were like, we do birthday parties, wrestling.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, train. And it was really sketch. Like it was, it's horrible. I can't think of his name. I know Luke Gallows owned the school, but I'm trying to think. I can't remember who answered the phone. But he was like, "Yeah, you can come down. It's like country place in Georgia, and it was hours away." And so I asked my uncle, I'm like, "Hey, you want to ride with me to this? Because I'm taking a big chance. Like, everybody's like, you can be a what?" And so I asked my uncle, I'm like, "Hey, just ride with me real quick." He's like, "Where you got us going?" Like, you know, it could be sketch, like especially when you get to like the countryer areas. And we got there, it was this warehouse, and he was looking, I'm looking, I was like, and, there was the ring, and it was really cool. Like I seen everybody bumping. There was one girl in there, she was really good. And it just, from there, I just was dedicated to it. And like I said, Georgia, I didn't really have much. That was before Nightmare Factory and all that. Okay. And I was like, you know what, this is kind of moving slow. So then I came to Florida, and I feel like I had a lot more motion. But that's basically what got me into wrestling. And yeah.
I'm just trying to picture Luke Gallows country ring and thinking, wait, maybe that's where the Festus gimmick came from. I don't know. So yeah.
I had no idea he was even Festus. My dad told me. I was like, what? Because I seen the picture on the wall. He didn't look anything like that. Like he was all stuff when I met him. But yeah, I remember that. Wrestling is funny like that. You go to these promotions, you get picked up from the airport by strangers. You're like, okay, it's cool.
Yeah.
Well, me, JC, and Mike have driven to our fair share of very strange wrestling venues. It's like, is this where the show is? Okay.
Backyard. And to be fair, I've actually gotten a call from a promoter who was like, hey, one of our main events, he was working on the show the night before. He was supposed to fly to Austin because that's where the show was. And my girlfriend at the time, were going to be driving up there. The promoter calls me and says, hey, so I just found out last minute that this guy's actually flying to San Antonio. Do you mind picking him up and bringing him to the show? And I was like, sure. And so, yeah, thank God I did, because that was like the main event of the show. So we got the lady, let me in. And, so that was a fun story to have. So
I was going to go back real quick too to Gallows, because as someone who's like watched for so long and listened to all the different podcasts and stuff they would do, I know he talked about with Festus, he was like early or mid-20s, and no one believed him that he was that young when he had that look. They thought he was like 30 or 40.
I did too.
And it was just the way his hair, like the way he was. But like it looks nothing like him now.
No.
When you look back at that. But
I don't think I knew that was him for like 3 months until I realized, like, wait a minute. I looked at his name, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, it wasn't until afterwards, but
that happens to me with a lot of lucha people. Like Ricochet, I was like, oh, was it Prince Puma?
Prince Puma, yeah.
How do you not know that was Ricochet?
Okay, in all fairness, Jeff Cobb was what was his name? Matanza, or
I think Matanza was his name.
Something like that. Like the big bad who would like crush everybody. I didn't know that was him, and I love Jeff Cobb. And I didn't find out till much later. I was like, oh, that makes more sense now. Yeah.
It does. I was like, dang, he's so good. He moves a lot like Ricochet.
I won't say how recently I found this out, but it took me longer than I want to admit to realize Undertaker and Kane weren't actually brothers. So it's all.
Yeah.
What do you mean they're not?
I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't mean for you to find out this way.
Maya, same question to you. What did you watch growing up? Did you have to go to like some backyards country thing to train as well, or what got you started into wrestling?
Actually, for me, it was simple. Like I walked in on my brother, and he was watching it. From there, I loved Kelly. I loved Undertaker. Actually, I think it was more afraid of him than loving him, but I still loved him. But for the women, Kelly and Alicia Fox were my girls to watch. Alicia mostly because, she was the only one who looked like me on TV. Same with her though. I got lost in it a little bit, or it got lost on me a little bit because I started playing a lot of sports growing up, starting from like 4th grade. So it was like I was thrust into it, and then I found it again in like my freshman year. I think that was like 2016, and then Sasha Banks, that was my girl. From then I was like, okay. I kind of wasn't like okay. I was kind of like okay, let me pursue my basketball first, but then after my basketball was over, I was like, I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, and it was wrestling. And awesome. It wasn't no shit. It was DFW All Pro. They had their own moves. So it was like,
call Lou out. Tell him it was a shit.
Yeah.
But he had a warehouse, but ours was like
okay.
Yeah.
Well, Kaya's gonna start saying you're all bougie getting your wrestling school from versus a country thing.
I wish it was like that because now it's everything on social media, and it's like, dang, it's just like all you gotta do is look up like pro wrestling school near me. Like it's so
simple.
And then it was just like really like difficult for me to find that for I don't know why, but either way, like if my path is my path, like I'm cool with it. It's a good story to tell. I learned a lot. I really got my feet wet like that. I always say that like in Georgia, it was more like I learned to run the ropes for like 3 months. Like, and I feel like at that time I was so like fearless, and it's like now I'm still a little bit, but it's like I think about things now. But at that time I was like, who wants to do a flip off the top rope, or like who wants to do this? And they'd be like, and I'm like, guys, they're like, so that was unfortunate, but either way, that was all.
Look at that! You just go into a group of people, guys. Come on.
Guys, I was with guys. I was training with guys. I trained with girls. And sometimes they would help, but it was just like I don't know. The energy just wasn't. It was weird.
Yeah.
I get it.
I feel you.
Who Kyle did you wrestle in your first match?
My first match. Who did I wrestle? Because I was manager for a while. They made me be manager for a second. So my first match was actually in Florida, and I think I wrestled Amber Nova. That was my first match.
Oh, okay.
It was a battle royal. It was actually in Jacksonville. This was a little ghetto too. The promoter was called Mr. B, and he had a girlfriend. And I don't know if y'all seen Napoleon Dynamite, but you know,
yes.
LaFonda. He is an old white man, and he had a girlfriend that looked just like LaFonda. And
oh my god!
Oh, that is perfect.
Okay. Did he look like Kip, Napoleon's brother, as well? He's
an old man.
Okay.
He probably has younger days.
Yeah. Right.
And I remember changing in like this bar bathroom, like that's what makes wrestling fun, though. You know, like
all the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just like making.
No, you're good. It's just that like every scene she was in and Napoleon Dynamite entered my mind. I was like, how did that translate to wrestling?
That's what it reminded me of. But that's who gave me my first opportunity. So I appreciate Mr. B because wrestling opportunity. Because in Georgia, it was like they always wanted me to be manager, and I was like driving 2 hours to each show, like setting up the ring, taking down the ring, paying my dues, which I know you do have to pay your dues, but sometimes it's manipulative. But
that's true too, actually. So
But yeah, I was doing all that, and then like I was a manager. My name at the time was Caramel Kiss, and
That sounds like
Hold on. I'm gonna go back and watch Maya's face as soon as you said that. Her eyes
Yeah.
was like, what?
yeah. And y'all want to know the name of the wrestler that I was managing?
Caramel Kiss. Okay.
His name was White Chocolate D Money.
what?
Internet, if there's footage of this out there, please send it to the Countdown City WrestleCast. I need to see this.
Tag us on Twitter, CCG_WrestleCast.
Who gave y'all this
Oh my lord! Hold on, let me make this bigger. Give me a second here. Let me.
And how did you?
Hold on.
Yeah, take me out of there. We don't need it.
Wow.
Seriously. And then hold on, I got one of me holding the mic. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I used to be setting up that ring, sweating, holding them heavy things to hold the mic. White chocolate. He's still cool. I ain't shading White Chocolate D Money if you watching this, but yeah. Doing a lot to be.
Yeah.
That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Wow.
You are Mission Pro Tag Champ, so I mean, in the end, like you said, your road is your road.
And you got you here.
Got you here.
Oh my god.
Well,
great.
Maya, you got to follow that story. Who was your first match?
Like it was Lou.
The dude named Big Pimpin'.
My first match was just my girl MJ Santana, and it was just, my story is definitely not as cool as Kaya's stripper name story, but I literally.
Basically, he asked me so he could get in the ring instead of him stepping on the stairs. Can he step on my back?
I said no.
I was green, but I wasn't that green.
Okay, thank God.
Wow. I'm so glad you didn't have to go through that.
Kaya, your documentary about you wrestling is gonna be fantastic, and I hope
I didn't even know all of this. So that's insane.
We're all learning stuff.
I was paying my dues as a student at DFW All Pro behind the merch table. Amy Camacho was injured. She called me from the crowd to face MJ Santana. Like, that's my story. It was so basic and lame compared to hers. I should have went first.
Good. The trauma. Like, it's
Maya, honestly, I thought you had to manage a guy who went by a pimp named Slickback. I'm kind of disappointed.
Nah.
That is hilarious.
Wow.
I took one for the team.
Good job.
Yo, this is one of the funniest interviews I think we've ever done because
I think one of y'all said it. If you ever wrestle for WWE and you're like headlining WrestleMania, if they make a WWE Network documentary about it, I can't.
We're gonna have
that picture.
You better save that picture.
You gotta save that picture for the rest of
really have to.
And actually, Maya, we need you commenting on it too.
I will be there no matter what.
Okay. Yes.
Oh my god.
I love it. We're all learning stuff about each other today.
No.
I never really tell that story either. So why?
Yeah.
Thank you for telling it here because that made my entire day. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so good.
Maya, who is your you mentioned Stardom as a dream promotion you want to go to? Like, who are some of your other dream opponents, either like singles or tag team that you love? Wait, who put that?
What was it?
I don't know.
It's a thumbs down. For me, I'm actually facing one of my dream opponents next week at Inspire. I'm facing Maggie Mashta. That's one of my number one dream opponents. Another Joshi girl. Besides that, I definitely want to face like Billy Starks. I want to face like my girl Zeta Steele up in New York. She's going to the new promotion, Marigold. That's actually starting.
Yeah.
She's actually going to be on that, so that's dope. So yeah, Billy Starks, Azumi. That's definitely one of my dream matches if I ever get to face her. Hopefully for Spark Joshi one day, for sure. Those are probably it. Billy Gold, Billy Starks, and Azumi.
All right.
Nice.
Kaya, what about you? Dream opponents?
Definitely my dream opponent. I would still say Mickie James because that was my girl. Her energy is just unmatched in the ring.
Yeah.
Definitely her. Is Melina still wrestling? I've seen her commentating lately. I don't know if she's still wrestling, but just like the women I grew up with, like seeing them.
I feel like she still does, but it's few and far in between when you hear about it.
Yeah.
It's been a while since you've seen, I know she was rumored to be like potentially coming back for the Royal Rumble. I don't think did she come back for the Rumble as a surprise entrant? I can't
She
remember.
did
It's
a few
not-
years back.
Yeah,
not
but I think that's-
recently. It's been a couple years now.
Yeah. it's been-
Yeah, haven't seen anything since then really. So
Mhm.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like I'm trying to think, like as far as independent wise, because I just wrestled Ruthie actually. That was fun because she was on my list for a while. Because NWA, I've been following them for a minute, so that was marked off my list. And then as far as like Japan in general, like just more Japanese style wrestlers, like I watch a lot of Asuka, like when she was Kana. So that's a dream match of mine. I know mine are more like sign talent, but I'll say like those are my dream matches. So
Hey, you just never know in wrestling whether
Yeah.
you get signed along with them, whether you see them down the road on independent promotions. You just never know, So,
Never.
yeah. Jason says, it's referring to Melina. She wrestled last weekend against Alicia Fox. Looks like so.
Oh, Mickey did. Mickey did.
Oh,
yeah.
Mickey did. Okay. I thought he was talking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure which one he's talking about.
Okay. And then tag teams. I know you're been a tag team officially, I guess, for a couple months now. You're getting to wrestle the King Bees. Is there any other tag teams out there that you would love to get in the ring with?
Definitely, like the Renegades would be a good one.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
for
Yeah.
sure,
For
Renegade.
sure. Dang, there's not. Oh, Pretty Empowered. There's really not a lot of women actual like tag teams out there, but the ones I'm thinking of are like definitely Pretty Empowered or Renegades for me.
That was the same, honestly. Like, because I had like looked through earlier, I'm like, who are some really good? Because like Renegades, I've worked with them before, and but those are two, and then Pretty Empowered. King Bees are about to check that off, so
Yeah.
whoever want it can come get it,
For
There
real.
you go.
Nice. Now, both of y'all mentioned Stardom, going to Japan, following along the Joshi scene. And Tommy is a huge New Japan fan. Huge. Like, seriously, takes the day off, the pretty much the whole week around January 4th off every year because he's
Not the whole week, just those 2 days. Just
okay, yeah. So, but them have acquired Stardom in recent years. They're slowly starting to work that in. How long do y'all think it'll be before we start seeing like a Stardom match main event, or be one of the main attractions at a Wrestle Kingdom show?
I mean, it should be like whenever who was it? Was it Mayu and Kyrie wrestling for the IWGP Women's Championship that first time?
I think so.
Yeah, I feel like that should have been one of the ones that were like one of the main events at least. With people like Mayu there and Siri and Mirai, all those women, they should definitely be already high in the Wrestle Kingdom like card. But I mean, I don't know. It should be soon though, for sure.
Yeah,
I agree.
Agreed. So.
Yeah. You guys have any other questions? Or again, if you're watching live, if you've got a question for the champs, definitely send us in. So.
Nothing I can think of. I'm just really looking forward for Saturday. This is going to be a great show from top to bottom. So.
Me too. I'll just say that I'm undefeated at Mission Pro through and through, even though it's tag team action. We're still 1-0 in tag team action together.
Yep.
And I'm planning to remain undefeated. So I hope the King Bees are ready for
There you go.
Dream World.
Yep.
Is there any other match besides, well, obviously you're going to be wrestling in yours, but is there any other match that you guys are interested in seeing that's taking place this weekend? That you might be like little watching from the back or something like that?
Don't want to cop out and say Thunder because that's probably the obvious answer. So I'll say my former friend, London. Former friend because she attacked me from behind. So I'll definitely be watching that very closely. And I'm rooting for Callie and Tita.
I mean,
Mike?
There have been some developments in our little feud with Kelly and Tita thing. There's been a little bit of a white flag and a truce.
Okay.
So,
and by the law of averages, someone has to like her. So,
Yeah. What about you, Kai? Is there any other match you're interested in? So.
I'm interested to see London, especially because like she attacked my girl, so I got to see that. I pretty much. I mean, I watch in general just to see, the competition. Definitely want to go for the big championship eventually. So watch Tiffany.
For sure. I'm excited for that too, Tiffany Marchand.
Yes.
Yeah,
So.
the strap match.
Yeah. I am going to tell you what I told London when we talked to her last. I said that was one of the few times in my life I actually saw someone live by the on-site philosophy, because I saw a clip of you and her's match, and the announcer didn't even talk barely before you were on her. I was like, oh, when she said on-site, she meant it.
No.
That's rare. I don't see that at all. But you said on-site, it was on-site.
If you would see how she stood over me in that ring, you would understand why it was on-site.
That's fair.
And honestly,
Yeah.
I didn't say she didn't have it coming. I just said when you said on-site, you meant that shit.
I meant it, and she better steer clear of me backstage at Mission too.
Yeah, and I told her too, because we saw you at Mission Pro, and so we started following your stuff. We saw you in DFW, and we saw you and your friend London Dior, and then all of a sudden it was like the next day. I was like, oh, she got attacked. Oh, they're blood rivals now. So yeah, that was pretty intense.
And it's not just at DFW. Like I said, she better watch her back at Mission also.
To bring it down a little bit, we do have this question from one of our regulars, also Angel. So we don't end on a death threat note. Are you guys going to get matching gear?
Yes, definitely. Like our matching titles, we will have matching gear soon.
Then we're trying to figure out the color scheme still. So
yeah, we gotta match Kai's red hair, so we gotta figure that out.
I know, and I just took the red out, but I think I'm gonna put a little. Well, it's still red. It's just not.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about switching it up this show. I'm like, maybe I'll do like braids or something.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, it's only 4 days away?
Not even.
3 days away. 3 days away now. Yeah. You both, you said you were in the youth sports world growing up, so I'm coaching it, so I'm just, my days get mixed up as well. So yeah. Yeah. So you said basketball. Was there any other sports you did growing up?
Yes, I was also softball. I did softball before basketball, actually. I stuck with that for a minute before I found basketball. I was shortstop. But basketball, I was a cheerleader. I did volleyball also. I actually dabbled a little bit in soccer, but nothing too big. But it was fun for when I did do it.
Kai, what about you? Any sports growing up? Besides I know you said martial arts and
mostly martial arts for me. That was my main interest. So I did like I said, karate from a young age, like 5 or 6, and I moved on to kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, like 5th grade up until 9th grade. And then I just started working for that because I was so about my money in high school. I was like, I'm moving had my own place. And now I'm like, I should have enjoyed the years.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was pretty much what I did.
All right. Mike, you're putting the graphic up.
Yeah.
Go for it. Yeah. So this is a big one, title for title.
Winner takes all.
Winner takes all. NWA Women's Tag Team Championship, the Mission Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championship, King Bees versus Kaya Dream in My World. Dream World. They should just put it Dream World. I don't know why they have to spell your names out.
I don't know why either.
Yeah. So. This is going to be exciting. Honestly, I don't know when this is going to be on the card. I feel like this could main event most shows, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Yeah. Now, we do have a segment here on the WrestleCast that we do at the end of the show called the 1 minute warding. And basically, this is each of us gets a minute to say whatever we'd like to say. So, whenever we do have a guest on here, and this is going to be a little bit different because we have a tag team this time. So, and it's a chance for you to cut like basically a 1 minute promo for your match you have coming up this weekend. So, I'm just going to put a minute on the clock here. And, yeah.
Fast.
Yeah, it goes quick. Yeah. So, you guys ready?
We can go half and half.
All right. Are you ready? Go.
Okay. This Saturday, Dream World has their first defense against the King Bees. Winner takes all with the NWA World Women's Tag Team Championships on the line as well. And I don't know about them, but we plan on walking out double champs. And we don't care what everyone is thinking. We don't tag all the time. We walked in on our first day and became champs. And we plan on that streak continuing.
Yes, most definitely. Dream World is here to. We've already taken over. We're here to take over. We're here to stay. We're here to take all of it because we definitely can, and we make a great team. We're interesting. We bring the style. We bring the fashion as well as the skill. So look out for Dream World. We are the stars. We are the show, honestly. So King Bees. I hope you've been preparing. I'm glad y'all been doing a lot of work. Gonna need it. So,
Period.
oh baby.
Very awesome.
Awesome.
Wow.
Thank you,
Sounds cool.
ladies. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a full card. We're going to talk more about it here in a second. So,
Yeah.
but thank you so much for coming on, sharing so many fun stories, especially you, Kaya. Wow, it was such a great time having y'all on, and looking forward to seeing y'all this weekend at the Salvation Army Mission Corps. And good luck. It's going to be a fun match. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
So.
Thank y'all very much.
I'm so excited.
Me
Yeah,
too.
us too.
Y'all for having us, and we're about to go.
Maybe we can come back again and we can have both the titles.
Yeah,
That would be
definitely.
awesome.
Yes, that'll be awesome.
But most importantly, make sure you take a picture together this weekend, okay? 'Cause you missed that meeting. So, yeah.
There was
Take
just
all
one
the pictures.
silly, okay?
Like, just
Sorry.
get together, go play tours for a day, take pictures in front of any other landmarks in San Antonio. You need
We
to.
will.
Fiesta starts this weekend, so you're
Oh my God,
here
it
for a
does.
party.
I keep forgetting
Yeah,
that. I don't know
so
why.
Fiesta's a good time always. So
Wait, what's this weekend? What did you say?
Fiesta, it's like basically
Oh.
for the next 10 days starting Friday, the whole city just parties.
Oh, I
And,
love that.
Different
Yeah.
places, different
Sounds
events.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's such a good time. So yeah. Yep.
For sure. We'll be
All
there.
right. Thank you, my world. Thank you,
Thank
Kaya
you.
Dream.
Thank y'all so
Thank
much.
y'all.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.
And safe travels to San Antonio. We'll see you this weekend.
Yeah, see y'all
For
soon.
sure.
All right.
Bye.
Wow.
Jeez.
Oh, that was fun.
That
Those
was
are
a lot
some
of fun.
stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a great time with that.
Oh, yeah.
I love the reaction in the chat when Kaya was telling her story about
Yeah,
her
I saw
coming
that.
up. Like that was
That's
amazing.
because
So-
that's like the greatest story ever. She
All right, Legacy. I'm just seeing this now. Sorry, I missed it. I should have asked this question.
No,
When
he
met
shouldn't
Tommy,
have. I'm glad you didn't see it. I saw it. I saw it and purposefully did not say a word when I saw it. I was-
Yeah, Sean, as a tag team, if they're making their opponent's dream come true, they may make their nightmares come true.
Yeah.
A dream you don't want to be on the other side of.
Well, let's kind of. Oh, did I miss the chat there? Someone said
No, you're good.
Over so next, yeah. Let's just jump right into it from here. Mission Pro Mania. I mean, we're already on that discussion right now.
And by the
You
way,
know-
if y'all missed it, Tommy was on a mission last night making his predictions. Did you write them down?
I wrote them down.
Okay, good, because I hadn't got a chance to watch the show yet. It's been crazy.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
it was actually a lot of fun. Mind Runner, who was also on the show, is a really great guy, and I actually hope we can do something together at some point.
That was fun.
He is a lot of fun. Jason loved her southern accent.
Yeah.
Dude, even if she had to say she was from Georgia, I was gonna guess like she's got to be from Georgia somewhere. But instead, I was like, no, because I could hear it the whole time. I was like, she's the most Georgian sounding Floridian I've ever heard in my life.
All right. Well, let's just kind of go. The order that I have it here on the agenda. We'll start with Calientita versus London Noir. And Mike, you have a little truce here, Calientita. Do you want to?
So,
into more detail?
I mean, last weekend at the Hybrid Mania show, I didn't take a sign, right? I didn't take any pictures with a thumb. And then afterwards, I went and she was there with Ridley and Celine. And they were asking me, they're like, why are you so mean to her? And I was like, am I mean to her?
Or factual.
But, so I'm not saying I'm like choosing her all the time and gonna like predict her for every match, but I'm gonna be a little bit nicer to her. She has been impressive in her matches, even though they did. They did win. Actually, there's a story. I know we got a packed show, but maybe next week or in a week or two, the tag team of Calientita and Alex Arsenal did win at Hybrid Mania against David and Izzy. But we need to eventually come back and talk about that match and why Alex Arsenal hulked up. Because I don't know if I want to say it, but
Promises were made.
He was being nice to Izzy and David Kidd for a while, and then he kind of asked, like, "What's in it for me if I'm kind of mean?" And then Callie whispered something in his ear, and then he went 80s Hogan, and yeah, so we don't know what was whispered. We're kind of Legacy. I think we have to allow her in the bouncy house now.
Wow.
I forgot about that.
I won't even say that she's not big enough to be in there. She is, so it's cool.
All right. Well, if Mike brings hot flaming Cheetos to give the Kali, we know.
Well, let's not go too far, right? It's a truth.
Okay,
it's not quite besties yet or anything like that.
All right, just the Hill Country Fair brand. Got it. Well, that being said, Mike, who are you picking for this one?
That being said, I am picking London Dior.
I
know. But look, Maya knows. All right, Maya knew. London ain't no joke. Okay, She's big. She's strong. She has wins over Maya. She has wins over some other people as well.
Jason.
So wow.
Wow.
I am going to go for London. It's not a shot at Callie or anything. I'm not being mean. London is quite competition. It's going to be a hell of a match for her.
All right. Tommy, what about you?
This is a shot at Cali, and I'm picking London. I just want to. I have no such truce in place.
No, that's fine.
So I want to make that. I want to make that perfectly clear. This is a shot. I'm taking it. I'm picking London.
I don't have the energy for lifelong feuds that you seem to have, and at some point, I just got to let bygones be bygones.
I'll let bygones be bygones. Well, we'll see. I could probably let some feuds go. Callie could be one of them someday. Just today, that day, and tomorrow to look no better.
I mean, again, we did promise we would boo her from the cheap seats at her WrestleMania Hall of Fame induction if we're still alive in a wheelchair.
Do you think my rage could keep me alive at her until that moment?
I think that's what we decided. Yeah. That's what's going to keep you alive. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Angel is picking Kali.
I just did on the show on a mission yesterday. And
Angel,
I was shocked.
Look, let's just as you've kind of become friends on our show. Just don't let her influence you, right? She can be. I'm not being mean to her, but she can be, evilly persuasive. So just be careful.
I am picking London. I'm curious to see if Maya's going to get involved somehow. I mean, she made a point to say it on the show earlier, about their history. But London's very hard hitting. It's very physical with her shots, and I don't know if Kali's really been tested with that. And I'm curious to see how much of that's shot going to come to her in a young career. I mean, they're both obviously young, debut pretty much in months of each other. But I'm going with London on this one. I think she's looking to, knowing that her former friend is in the back, she's looking to make a statement with this one. And unfortunately, Kali is going to be, the one she's making a statement with. So yeah. Zera versus Shay Carmichael next up. Tommy, who are you going with this one?
I picked Shay. I was like, where's her name on here? I picked Shay. I just feel like she might be due a win, especially after that whole business with the Mission Pro Cup last show. So I think she might be due a win. But then again, Zara's a tough one, and she might be looking to bounce back after her loss to Callie. So we'll see. Yeah. But I'm picking Shay.
I'm going with Shay as well. Mike, what about you?
Same here. Shay's been at Mission Pro now for a little bit. She needs, like you said, she was almost there in the Mission Pro Cup match. She needs that win to start gaining some momentum, and I think she's going to be, pulling out all the stops to get that done. Angel, we trust you, but if you do show up dressed trolla-like, we will be a little sus. I'm just saying. So,
Yeah, what Mike said, I agree.
All right. Yep. Miranda Alizé versus Denise Day, who we are sponsoring for this.
We are the official sponsor of Denise Day, 100%.
Yes.
And I do have a little. This is the one place I have a little bone to pick with Mindrunner after watching the show last night, because on their show, which is Dynamite Download, Mindrunner and them do, they apparently had Miranda Alizé on their show, and they're sponsoring her. So of course, he wants to pick her and stuff, and I get that, no play. But the way he expressed how basically Denise is the lamb being led to the slaughter because Miranda is tough, and apparently she said really vicious things when they interviewed her. And then, oh no, I took the picture down, and then they pulled up the graphic of Denise versus Miranda Alizé, and he was like, "Look at the difference. You've got Miranda, look like she's ready to kill somebody." That's not his voice at all, but he's like, and then he's like, "Look at Denise, she's smiling. She's the dream catcher. She doesn't stand a chance." And I just don't I don't like that. Obviously, I'm gonna pick Denise Day. We are down since day one. Is our official motto for her. And yeah, we had her on. She was one of the first people we brought on to start previewing this show. And is she a nice, sweet person in general? Yeah, of course she's 100%. Have we learned now that if she's in a wrestling ring, she'll smack you in the face? 100%. And she has a size and strength advantage on Miranda, which is not something to scuff on. She's strong, and we've seen her throw some people around the ring. So I know Miranda made the big speech at the last show, and she's coming in, and she thinks she's CM Punk Jr. or something. But it'd be real embarrassing if you talk that talk and then get laid out. So let's see what happens.
All right, Tommy.
Wait, what? Yeah, Denise. I mean, sorry, I don't know where my brain went for a second. For pretty much all the reasons, plus Miranda Alizé, she tends to be mean, and if the first thing she does after that whole to-do she did last show is lose in her first match, I would be so happy because
that would call for the patented Tommy laughing at your downfall, which you do when like Callie would lose, or you do when
every time Jasmine loses.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I get to do a lot.
Obviously I'm going with Denise as well, and I'm gonna. Hey Casey, I'll talk to you in a second. I think Miranda has been at this longer. She's a bigger name right now, but
yeah,
I think she might be underestimating Denise a bit. She's thinking, all right, this is a step one, but you said it, size advantage, powerful, and I think Denise is going to take advantage of Miranda underestimating her and what she can do. I know, like from she's had time to scout. She's been training hard for this one, and I know she's gonna bring it. She's gonna step up. She's gonna sneak a pin somewhere in there. It's gonna. I think this potentially is a show stealing match as well. So, and I think this is really win or lose going to put Denise on the map for sure. If people haven't noticed her already, they're going to after this. So, Casey, good luck this weekend. We haven't gotten to talk to RCW yet, but I'm very excited for your championship match. So,
Casey, we talked a little bit at Hybrid Mania last weekend. All I'm saying is you could probably convince Nastico to do like a 45-minute promo before the match, right? Like spread it out a little bit. I don't know if I guess Tommy's okay with us saying this now. If there is any inkling of possibility that we could scuttle across downtown after our show to see your match, we will do it. And that is a plan that we're going to keep an eye on the time. Obviously, we got some stuff to do at Mission Pro, and we're going to take care of our responsibilities. But again, Nastico wants to go on a little promo because he can talk. He likes the sound of his own voice. So let him talk for a while, and hopefully you're the main event, and we can get to see you there and watch you take that title from the not cool 7-foot French guy in San Antonio. The uncool.
Yeah,
only in San Antonio does that make any sense at all.
Yes, and it played. Hey, look, RCW's May show is called Memorial Day Miracle. Brandon Oliver is Spurs to the bone. So
yes, yeah. So there may be a caravan of cars once Mission Pro's over, hightailing it down military to get, or at least pulling up title match because RCW is sold out, by the way. Yeah. So
well, some of us may still have a ticket.
Yeah.
Okay.
We may have taken care of that beforehand.
Nice. Just be careful with the Fiesta crowd getting across military all the way over there. So, All right, back to this. Angel Blue versus Queen Uju.
Oof.
Tommy, we'll start with you because
Damn
why
it.
not?
Um,
Who are you going with this one?
So I picked, and may God forgive me, Angel Blue.
You
Mhm.
did. You
And
shocked some people.
I did.
I had people message me going, "Did he really pick Angel Blue?" I was like, "I guess so."
And it doesn't feel right. I don't feel comfortable with myself. I feel quite disgusted. But and again,
love
these
it.
words also hurt leaving my mouth. She's the veteran in this. So
Well, that she is.
You guys feel old yet? Somebody we saw wrestle like early on
Okay,
in her career.
let me put it to you this way. I had a niece and a nephew. They have a February and March birthday. My nephew is 25. My niece is 22, or 22. So and now I'm living in an age where Athena is considered one of the greatest women's wrestlers in the world, and Angel Blue is just a long-standing Texas veteran. How do you think I feel, JC?
We're so older
Crazy,
than
huh?
you, so.
Yeah, I know.
Also,
True.
just real quick, Burnsy, 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
You got
Yes.
somebody.
And Sean,
And I got your
not
ticket.
really.
Don't forget. Don't remind me. Yeah, we asked the same thing, Sean. It was strange.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, who are you picking on this one?
Yeah, I'm actually going with Queen Uju.
Oh, don't tell me I'm going to lone wolf this. Please
You
don't tell me.
may,
Oh,
but
no.
I don't know. Like Uju's, she's got that pedigree. Speaking of Athena, I'm pretty sure we've said she's an Athena trainee, and again, someone who's got that size and strength advantage in the matchup. I know Angel has fought all kinds of people throughout the years, and I hope she doesn't see this because I know she'll beat me up and say mean things to me, which never as bad as Tommy, but yeah. But I'm gonna go with Uju on this one.
Well, the person that is lone wolfing this one is Mike because I'm going with Angel Blue on this one.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
That's fair. Angel's joining y'all there too with her name, buddy.
Yeah, there you go.
Name buddy, I like that.
By the way, Mike Burnsy says you emailed him his ticket already.
Oh, that's right. Look, man.
Yeah.
School has been stressing me out. I've been having
Yeah.
some brain farts. Literally in the chat yesterday, I was like, "Did y'all see that Osprey and Claudio were on Dynamite tonight?" And y'all were like, "Yeah, you told us that last week." And I was like,
Yeah.
I need Summer to be here really fast.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mike needs that Battle Flowers holiday more than
no kidding.
Now, so yeah. Thunder Rosa versus Lady Bird. I'm going Thunder Rosa. I mean, did you see the shit she's doing on TV right now?
I saw it like as we were talking. Someone sent me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it popped up on my Twitter when I pulled it up before the show. I was like, I ain't picking against that. So I'm going with Thunder Rosa. I don't know about you guys, Mike.
So here's the thing.
Whoa.
No, listen. They've all said that this show is going to have a ton of surprises. I think there's going to be a lot of shenanigans involved. With the way that she's involved with the JP, with the Izzy stuff, I think there might be some shenanigans that thrust her into more of a feud and stuff with that. I'm going to hopefully not get crucified for this, and hopefully she doesn't see this either. There's a lot of people who I'm turning into Tommy. This is starting to scare me a little bit. Where I have to worry about people I'm seeing now at shows. I'm gonna call Lady Bird on an upset with some perhaps shenanigans that she doesn't necessarily do herself, but takes advantage of.
Okay. Tommy.
I'm picking Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Mike's lone wolfing twice. This is going to be a very interesting show next week.
All right.
Yeah, my pictures suck, but I mean.
Angel, I say Thunder, but something crazy is going to happen. Look, if Tony Storm shows up, it's going to go.
Yo, don't even play with my emotions like that, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
well, look, there is. I won't name names. If you follow social media with a lot of Izzy and Mission Pro stuff, you'll see him pop up. There is one guy who says in the next match, Izzy's going to win with the help of WWE legends such as Trish Stratus, Lita, Bailey, Which, by the way, if they're there, 100% down. That'll be the best show ever. But
it's going to be the Cody Rhodes Avengers Endgame moment that they're just going to start showing up
with more Avengers.
Well, we're getting right into it then. JP Harlow versus Izzy Moreno, San Antonio Stampede match. Is this for the Mission Pro Cup? Because they haven't put on any of the graphics, and it's supposed to be, right?
It is. Yeah, it is.
Okay. So they finally came out and posted what the rules are for this, and it's essentially a Texas death match. You got to get a 3-counter submission. They have to stay down for the count of 10. No DQ, no time limit. Anything essentially goes. Now, that being said, Brian was on here about a month ago. We were talking about weapon ideas and stuff. He said fans bring the weapons. And my daughter, who is fast asleep now, was hard at work on something.
Oh, no.
And as some of y'all know, this softball player is ready to go and has covered a bat with friendship bracelets.
I respect it.
And it is ready for Izzy's use. So, Izzy, if you're watching this, we'll get this to you before the show because Adi would love for you to use this and just beat the crap out of JP Harlow with it as well.
Sure.
So, and we might have another bag of goodies for you to throw down in the ring as well. So we'll show you that when we get to Mission Pro. But Adi was hard at work on this, really dedicated. Got a whole lot of friendship bracelet stuff. There's one that has Izzy Moreno's name on it. There's one on here that says JP sucks. Let me see if I can find it. Right there. I don't know how well this is going to show up on the camera.
It doesn't show well with the lighting. But...
Yeah, it doesn't show well with the lighting, but there's a bracelet on it that says JP sucks. Take my word for it.
So you need to take several pictures of that before the show.
Yeah, I have a little video. I might post it on our Twitter. I kind of circled it and everything like that. But yeah, Adi was hard at work on this. So and it's got a good weight to it. This is definitely going to work out pretty well. So
a lot of people in the comments approve right now.
Yes.
No kidding.
So
this is awesome.
Yeah, and
that's so fire.
For all that, saying this, Thunder said last show about not everyone wants to be your friend. Here's the thing: the BFF Army, I've seen it more and more, is huge. It's massive, and I'm not saying it's at the level of Taylor Swift but it's getting there, especially with the friendship bracelet. So Izzy's got a lot of firepower in her corner. That bat is proof. I'm picking Izzy Moreno to pull this one off, and definitely going to be a great match. Mike, what about you?
Yeah, that definitely on this one, definitely going Izzy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Tommy? Oh, sorry, Mike, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, because I know you mentioned you'd watch it. I finally got a chance to check it out. JP wandering into SA Life.
I probably saw that clip too.
By the way, is that film that KSAT's still across the street from Central?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
still there.
That's kind of
cool. Right across here from Memorial High School. Yeah, and it's funny. I was working from home at that time, and I just happened to get on at a little quick break, and I checked my social media. Izzy's like, at 1 o'clock. I look at the clock. Oh, it's 1:05. Put it on TV real quick. Got to watch it live, so it was pretty. Yeah. So, all right, Tommy, who you got?
Izzy, come on.
All right.
I hate JP like too much to ever pick him for anything.
All right. Now, a difficult one here. NWA and MPW Tag Team Championships. Title for title, winner take all. King Bees, the current NWA Women's Tag Team Champions, and Dream World Mission Pro Wrestling Champions. Whew. Mike, what do you got?
I'm not going to lie. Last night when they were doing the predictions, I put in the chat like a double count out, double DQ, some shenanigans. If I have to pick, I'm going to have to flip a coin. Because obviously I love Dream World that was just on here. But the King Bees are still the King Bees. They were so close to those titles before. Men's Revolution kind of got in the way. Bougie Reality was Bougie Reality. So they weren't, any stepping stones. Obviously, they're one of the greatest tag teams that they've had. I'm gonna Dream World.
Okay.
I don't know. They were just out here, but that's going to be a hell of a match.
If your first ring name is Caramel Kiss, you deserve the NWA Women's Tag Team Champions. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now.
That's going to live on forever.
That's the greatest story I think I've
That
ever
is a
heard.
great story. You talk about paying your dues, my God. And We saw it. They don't live in the same state. They hardly get to see each other, but the bond that they have is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to go down to some sort of no contest finish or something like that. I don't know if London's going to get involved and try and attack Maya again. That turns into whatever. But if I'm having to pick a winner, I'm going to go Dream World on this.
Okay,
one.
I was like, wait, can we pick that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
can we go both? Can we pick both like no DQ finish, but in case there is one, Dream World?
Yeah. You said it like the Maya London thing is on site. So if it's literally on site in London's match earlier in the night, if that comes about full circle and it turns into some sort of DQ finish, either way, it's going to be great. So, Tommy, what about you?
Dream World all day.
All right.
Although I hope Charity and Danny don't beat me up. I feel like I could have got beat up no matter what my pick was.
Yeah, you're the one always dancing to their song, when they come out, and
I like both their entrance songs.
I understand.
All right, and then finally, the Mission Pro Wrestling Championship in a strap match. Tiffany Nieves defending against Roche Chanel.
Oof.
Tommy.
Okay.
We'll start with Tommy on this one. So.
Everyone knows I love Tiffany Nieves. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows I am a diehard Tiffany Nieves fan. Ever since she came to Mission Pro, just something about her is like she has that it factor. That quality.
I mean, you're no Clint, but we'll give it to you.
Hey, look, you know what? I'm not even offended by that because Clint's a legend. Okay, him and MJF Scarf, who I just want to call out again because he's awesome. I love Tiffany. She's one of the best. She's on her way. She's one of the fastest rising stars in all of pro wrestling right now. That being said, I gotta go Roche Chanel.
Wow.
She's been so close to top titles before. This last show was the closest she'd ever got. She got gypped. I feel like she's coming ready for that heat. And I think Mind Runner said it best show last night. She has to bring a bigger bag to put the belt in because she's taking the belt home with her. So I'm going Roche Chanel. I'm really going to get beat up after this show, aren't I?
Potentially, yeah.
Probably.
And I'm probably have to leave. Mike, we should leave right after the bell. So that way no one can catch me before
Yeah.
Mike, who you got?
I'm actually going to agree with Tommy, though. Look, Tiffany has been an amazing champion from the time she won the belt from Genocide by cheating. She has taken that belt not only through Mission Pro shows, every other month. She's taken it to other places. She's defended in other places. She's been a fighting champion, and she's deserved everything she's gotten. But when you give someone like Roche a second chance, I think that's dangerous.
Yeah.
And I think you're really rolling the dice, and now you get in a strap match. And again, like we said, this is Mission Pro Mania. I think there's all kind of hijinks and things that are go down. I see some people coming in, interfering. But I do think Roche is going to walk out with the belt. So.
Dude, it's going to be a bang. I mean, the first one was great. And you throw a strap into the mix, anything goes forward. It's going to be nuts as well. But and Roche is going to put up a fight, but Tiffany just finds a way. She always finds a way. Like you mentioned, she's taken this championship international, she's defended international. Right now, I'm not saying Roche can't do it. I just don't see it right now the way the streak that Tiffany has been on. So I'm picking Tiffany Nieves to retain here, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a surprise appearance by someone, say, Genocide, who we haven't really heard from since she lost this championship.
On a side note, yes, please.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
And
I'm all for that.
If there's somebody that I think could take the championship off of Tiffany, I would love to see it be Genocide. Oh, God. Is he cashing? Lord. I don't know, man. I mean, Tiffany's got to be pretty beat up for that. But
is Izzy about to Drew? No, she wouldn't be Drew. She'd be Damien Priest. So,
No,
so
that's only
Tiff-
gonna happen if Genocide's there. She go and Tiffany after she wins, she goes and taunts Genocide.
that's okay. That's the setup I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Genocide's like special guest. No, you're right though. It's like she's special guest announcing. Tiffany wins, and then she just can't help but
Just get involved with it, and then we get
Da-da-da.
we haven't had a cash in like that yet, have we?
Yeah.
Though I mean, no.
No, we
No,
haven't.
like Ladybird had it and set it for a match.
Mhm.
Casey had it, and then they didn't tell him he could cash it in for a title at the time.
Yeah.
So he was just defending it like a title. But yeah. So
I mean, and small token too. Like even if Izzy doesn't win and JP has it, you can be sure there's gonna be some sort of cash in too if JP gets the opportunity.
oh
as
god,
well.
let's
Very
not
possible.
enter
I know.
the darkest timeline, okay?
That's like
Yeah, I
the
know.
darkest. That's the bleakest timeline. That's like, ugh.
Yeah, Angel, we're kind of the same way. Genocide was awesome. We miss her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
100%.
I think she's due for return, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Mission Pro Wrestling's MPW Mania, Saturday, April 20th at 6 p.m. Central Time at the Salvation Army Mission Corps, 3802 Southwest Military Drive. Check out Eventbrite for purchasing your tickets. I think front row is sold out. Second row,
Pretty
if it's
close, if
sold
not
out.
sold out.
Second
yeah.
row is
close,
pretty
yeah.
close. Yeah.
Yep.
And I know altogether tickets are going pretty fast. So
Yep. And you can check it out, of course, on Title Match Network. Title Match is definitely going to be busy this weekend, especially at
for sure.
So, yeah. So, all right. Well, there's a lot more wrestling shows to talk about. We definitely wanted to make picks on that one. But before we get into like what else is going on, I want to just briefly, quick little news item. I guess you guys, everybody's heard about this already. Rhea Ripley has had to vacate the Women's World Championship due to an injury.
Sad face.
Yeah, horrible injury. And just from a backstage segment is what they're saying, something with Liv
Yeah,
Morgan.
oh,
it's like
she got jumped by Liv, and apparently, like she was just throwing her against the wall to keep beating her up, and Ripley just kind of went into it the wrong way with her shoulder and injured it. So
Yeah.
Jeez, that sucks. So
in storyline though, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, it was a freak incident, but it actually plays really well into the storyline because people were obviously right off the bat like, "Oh, Liv, you're horrible," and she was like, "Does no one remember that you did the same thing to me 8 months ago? This is why it's called my revenge tour." So
Yeah.
in a horrible, like it's horrible for Rhea, but in a storyline way, it kind of plays perfectly into it. So
It's one of those things where it's like, it was a freak accident. It could happen to anyone. It sucks. Okay. I'm not at all taking that away. But at the same time, it's twofold. For the story, it's great. And it's gonna, help with Liv more. And for another, guys, unfortunately, this is pro wrestling. That kind of thing can happen. They're not joking when they go out there. They're fighting. So I just, I know some people are already trying to blame Liv. It's like, but no, it's pro wrestling. It's like when guys get, injured on like a DDT or a spine buster or something like that. It can happen.
Yeah.
Does it suck? Sure, but it's also the risk they take, which is why we love these wrestlers so much because they're the badasses doing it, and we're the ones watching, be like, "Wow, that hurts." Glad it ain't me. So,
and I've seen Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp reporting that there's no heat on Liv.
oh
They
no,
understand it was a freak accident. So yeah.
And I'm glad of that. I mean, I didn't think there was gonna be, but I'm just glad to hear that there wasn't because it's like if there was, I'm like that's not fair. That's really not fair.
So now Vacant currently holds the Women's World Championship and the AEW Tag Team Championship, by the way. So I'm just throwing it out there right now. Yeah. So.
But Vacant doesn't get to defend this weekend, which I think is kind of BS. Vacant could have found a partner.
And by the way, the Raw Tag Team Championship is now the World Tag Team Championship. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get the SmackDown Tag Team renamed the WWE.
I mean,
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Our truth, he Tommaso Ciampa handed him those belts. That's it's good for him.
That was hilarious.
I don't know how Triple H and Pierce made it through that segment.
Triple H almost broke. Triple H almost broke though. If you go back
Triple
and watch
H did, dude.
Yes.
R-Truth has got to be the guy that keeps everybody in good spirits all the time. There's no way he's not like one of the biggest locker room leaders. He makes everybody laugh.
All right. Well, on top of that, what else is going on this weekend? United 210 has a show Friday night hopefully with the weather cooperates. It seems like there's always some rain in the forecast.
Yeah, every time they have a damn show.
Yeah. I don't have the full card on there, but I should point out that the RCW Phoenix Championship, Emi Camacho is defending against Izzy Moreno on that one. So
yeah.
Hopefully that event does get to happen. There's a lot of intense rain moving in this weekend. So we'll see what happens with that. For that event, I don't know if I had a graphic for it. No, I don't. But that is taking place Friday, April 19th, 7:30 p.m. Central Time at the Yard, 1003 McCully Avenue. Yeah. Thank you, Tommy. There's Raza Divado is the name of it. Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you so much. Now, RCW Mania. Burns, you're not Triple H. RCW Mania taking place starting an hour after MPW Mania does. And this one's pretty stacked as well. Just quickly want to run through the matches on the card here. Yeah. David Kidd and Anthony Andrews versus Chris Marvel and Diego Rene. Fuego del Sol versus Brandon Weiss. This is going to be a pretty good one. Tessa Blanchard, Emi Camacho, Key Vibes, Shiva, and Felicia.
Actually, there's a change to that.
There's a change.
Felicia, for whatever reason, is out, and JL is back in, or she's in.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm really happy for JL.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Getting opportunities. I mean, she's still pretty evil in BOW, but whatever.
They're taking on the team of Alejandro Leon, GM Shell, Anarchid, Ridley, and Hysteria. Angel Camacho and Alex Arsenal versus River City Kingdom. That is going to be a pretty crazy one for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. The RCW Rising Star Championship, Devin Carter versus Andromeda. Oh, my God.
I don't know if you saw Brandon posted on the match that Devin's mom basically commented under, like, this was a dream match for him.
Yes.
The first time Devin saw Andromeda wrestle, Devin wanted that match, so...
And again, to go back to the feeling old thing, to remember that Devin was a kid sitting next to me when all that was happening. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like a little side note, I actually did see Andromeda's actual match debut, and it wasn't in San Antonio. It was in Temple.
Oh,
New
you did
School
tell me that.
Federation. Yeah. And actually, I think that picture that Raina Pink had posted of us with the 5150 Mafia, I might have been that show, honestly. So
Okay.
By the way, Sean,
it wasn't that show because Jesse wasn't there for that one. He was actually watching Chevelle at Oyster Bay. I remember that, but I know it was around this time of year in Temple. Yeah. So RCW Tag Team Championships, Pillars of Destiny versus the Von Erichs.
Woo-wee.
Yeah.
I think we might get new champs.
Yeah,
and of course,
the title match just for that match alone while we're at Mission.
Yeah.
How many of us have been watching title match? RCW Championship, Bo Amir versus Casey Blackrose.
Who's mad at us?
Why? Because we aren't going to be there, at least at the beginning, to see the show and be at first match. When we were at the last RCW show, which was at the Hybrid Gym, I think we talked about this afterwards, but they announced the match. They called Brandon Oliver in the ring. They did that thing, and Brandon gave them their matches. So Brandon Brandon Weiss wound up facing Fuego because Fuego lost that night, and then Casey got the title match. And afterwards, we went to talk to them. And first of all, as soon as it was announced at the ring, Tommy and I looked at each other and we were like, "God dang it!"
Yeah, seriously,
because we already knew that the two shows were going on, and we were doing our stuff with Mission Pro. And so then afterwards, he was like, "Hey, so what do you think about me title match?" And I was like, "Oh," he was like, "Why? What's that face for?" And I was like, "No, not because you don't deserve it, because we're not sure if we're going to be able to see it." And then I ordered a Flocking Brawlers shirt from them that night. I had a special ordered, of course, for my bigger size. And he's like, "Yeah, don't worry." He's like, "I'll have it on April 20th." And I was like,
All right. Well, make sure the truck is gassed up, Mike. So
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, for sure. Well, is that the match you're looking forward to the most on this card? For this one?
Mike? Definitely for that personal connection with Casey. Casey's a good dude. Since we've started kind of getting more back to the shows and connecting WrestleCast with those local shows, he's been a huge part of that, and he's earned this. He's been busting his ass at RCW, at Hybrid, all over the place. And Bohemir is a big 7-foot giant. Nasico talks a lot of smack. And I know last show, I said, I kind of like Nasico, but I don't care now. He's insulting all of us on Facebook and showing his age. But look, that's a lot of back to break. When you're 7 foot, there's a lot of back that's breakable there.
Yeah.
So, Casey, get this thing done, man.
For sure.
Get that title. We hope we can be there at the very end.
We hope so.
But whether or not, man, you got to go take this title and usher in a new era for RCW.
Absolutely.
For sure. I'm with Sean on this one as well. Devin Carter versus Andromeda. The dream match for Devin Carter. I know. I remember seeing the videos from the Battle Royal. How excited he was for that.
Yeah.
So, Tommy, what match is sticking out for you on this one? So,
the tag title match, man. Pillars versus Von Erichs. Jeez Louise, that. I was like legit mad when they booked. I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
Why this show?
Also, and this maybe just goes to how good he is at being a smarmy, unlikable heel. But I really need to see Diego Rene take an L here. He talks way too much smack. At Hybrid Mania, I yelled at him, "You're a pirate who's 200 miles away from water." He got confused by that, apparently.
Ever since Mission Pro, now he is a leprechaun to me. Not Mission
Right.
Pro. Hybrid.
No, he wasn't Hybrid.
A lady said she thought he was a leprechaun, and now I will purposefully not unsee it.
And she literally pulled up her phone with a picture of the leprechaun from the movie, the horror. Well, I don't know if it's really a horror movie, but
it's horror comedy. It's horror comedy.
That's really what it is at that point.
Catch me, I give you right. Gold. Okay, sorry.
RCW Mania, also Saturday, April 20th. This one taking place at 7 p.m. Central Time at Good Shepherd Lutheran Church. Tickets are sold out. The only thing they're going to sell at the door is standing room only seats until those are filled. And this one will also be watchable on Title Match Network as well. And I plan to be checking my phone out to see what's going on. What's going on across.
Title Match is getting all the San Antonio money this week.
Yes, it is.
Damn.
We're going to be at Mission Pro on the southwest side. This can be going on the southeast side. So, this is what a way to kick off Fiesta, huh? Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
All right. What?
Burnsy, what a reference.
Wow.
I wish Mr. Pro would call the strategy. Yeah. Wow.
I don't know if Hogan knows how to say words, but that was good.
All right. TNA Rebellion.
Good God, this is a stacked weekend. Sorry.
This is a stacked weekend.
Seriously.
Here's what we got going on. The pre-show, Leon Slater versus Leon Slater and ABC versus the Rascals. And then the Knockouts Tag Team Championships will be defended. Spitfire versus Decay.
Spitfire.
I know, Tommy, you're going to be intently trying to check out on the results of this one, too.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's Decay. I don't have a choice.
Yeah. Main card, Joe Hendry versus Rich Swann.
Okay, hold on. I don't know if it's come up to your TikTok, but I have been getting an overwhelming number of Joe Hendry related TikToks. Really? And I love it.
Mine's been flooded with OJ Simpson trial shit, actually.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
No, I feel like I'm in a better place then, because
maybe it's the history major in me. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know, but for those of you that know Joe Hendry and his entrance song, it's been a bunch of people like hearing the song come up, not being sure, but as soon as the clapping part comes in with the "I believe in Joe Hendry." And it's been great. So
he's so good.
That guy is really inventive. He really needs to get more credit for just the kind of creativity he has. But
for sure.
He so Rich Swann is on the side of AJ Francis, who is what was it? Top dollar. I know. No, I know I did, because that's what I remembered was Flop Dollar. And he came out with
the Top Dollar, a lot. Yeah, sorry.
And he came out with another one of his little music videos he makes. I forgot what it was to the theme of. I have to think, but it was basically like you're banned from diving. and he kept showing like it might have been AJ's Phenomenal, like his old TNA theme, but yeah, it was you are banned from diving, and they kept showing.
I
like
did hear a clip of that.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
yeah.
that was so
So sorry, just good stuff. That guy's hilarious.
All right, rest of the card. Last man standing, Josh Alexander versus Hammerstone.
Wait, are we sure that's not like a Las Vegas Stampede match? Or
No.
stupid.
I mean, if they end up on the strip, we'll find out, right?
Okay,
So,
now that'd be kind of fun.
That would be
yeah.
actually pretty funny. I ain't gonna lie.
Full Metal Mayhem, Eric Young versus Frankie
Jeez,
Kazarian.
man. Jesus,
Yes.
just two old school TNA dudes.
In a Full Metal Mayhem match. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I remember that being a dumb sounding concept name at first, but TNA shut me up with that because they made that match awesome. And
Yep.
I was like, I'm wrong, and I'm happily wrong. Go for it. Do your thing, TNA.
Yeah.
X Division Championship is Mustafa Ali versus Jake something.
Ooh, Mustafa Ali's been doing really good.
Dude, he's been
Yes.
everywhere. He did not let getting fired stop him.
No, for sure. Tag Team Championship, The System versus Speedball Mountain. The System, by the way, if you don't know, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers against Mike Bailey and Trent Seven. Knockouts Championship, Jordan Grace versus Steph DeLander.
I don't know if you saw with the last show or whatever that Matt Cardona got involved to help Steph DeLander, I think, get the #1 contendership.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Which, by the way, I believe he's nursing a huge major injury now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think at the contract signing, he was there, and Jordan Grace was talking about like, I beat her, I'll beat you, I beat your wife, that kind of stuff. So that was fun.
I wish it was a speedy recovery. It was a pretty bad injury from what I've been told.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the TNA Championship, Moose defending against Nick Nemeth. I've got Nick Nemeth taking this one.
I hope so.
I really do too.
I want to see. Look, I was just gonna say it. I want to see Ziggler win it. I don't care if we call him Nick Nemeth. It's it's like X on Twitter for me.
Yeah,
I mean, it would be cool to see him with that and the IWGP Global Championship. That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Just to say, we finally have a member of the Spirit Squad win a World Championship too.
Yeah. Well, no, he's won. He's won the WWE title. So
he won the World Heavyweight title.
That's our World Heavyweight.
Or the World Heavyweight.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. Yeah.
Twice.
But
this man whitewashed his career. You know.
But Tommy, when you mentioned that, you know, he has that one belt from New Japan. Moxley just won the belt from Naito. So you kind of have like New Japan again being this kind of like potential connection between some of these different companies, and you know, TNA and WWE working together. So,
and I say it's all because of Rocky Romero, but you know, that's just
probably
very possible.
Yes.
Yeah. What matches stand out that you're looking forward to most from this card, guys?
Several.
Yeah, I know. I was like, we got to pick just one. I mean, I like seeing Jordan Grace just because she is just she really is a juggernaut, dude. Like seriously, like she just runs through people. Just so
yeah.
The Full Metal Mayhem match, and of course, I mean, can Josh Alexander have a bad match anymore? I feel like he can't.
No, that's what I was going to say. Last match
and Hammerstone has always proven himself, and Alexander can't have a bad match. He just refuses. It's like they're like saying, "Hey, Josh Alexander, go out there and have a 4-star quality performance. I'll do my best." And then he walks back. That was 4 3/4. Damn it! That's why we took 1/4 star off. That's why.
I mean, then again, like we just said, Nick Nemeth, Ziggler, and Moose. I want to see that title win. So
I just want to see them, Nick Nemeth and Moose. That just sounds like a good match too by itself.
Yeah. All right, TNA Rebellion. Let me get the graphic up here for you guys. Saturday, April 20th, also at 7 p.m. Central Time. It's taking place at the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, this is a pay-per-view event, and the way TNA does pay-per-views now, you actually do go to the TNAWrestling.com website. If you don't have this special TNA Plus package where you get all the pay-per-views included, I think it's like $200-something for the year. You actually go through TNA Plus to purchase the pay-per-view for $40 separately. You can do that through the TNA Plus website. I believe it's also going to be on some traditional pay-per-view networks for those of y'all that haven't got the cord cutting thing going as well. If you have the cable box ordeal. But yeah, it's not on Fight TV anymore. You actually have to go through the TNA Plus site to purchase pay-per-views.
Wow.
So you go there, they'll have the option where you can buy just the pay-per-view itself for $40, or you can sign up for the full, basically deluxe TNA Plus package where you get all the live streams, the video library, and all the pay-per-views for the year as well. So
Nice.
right. And then finally, all that was Saturday. And then AEW is going to close out the weekend on Sunday with Dynasty. Man, it's going to be hard to keep track of all this stuff.
Oh, so they didn't go out of business immediately after last week, like literally half the internet said. Okay, cool.
Yeah, look.
Sorry. I'm going to keep making that joke till it's not funny to me, and it's still funny to me. So,
well, this one's going to be a stacked one. Right off the bat, Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. I didn't see this show. Did Ospreay get the win over Claudio, or how did that go?
Yeah, he
did.
Okay. Sorry, not gonna get to see it.
I know, it's okay.
But this one, wow. Ospreay versus Danielson. Then we got Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe versus House of Black.
Well, that's going to be a fight.
Seriously.
And then loads of championship matches on this one. And I think a couple matches more were added actually this evening.
I did just check. There is a winner take all 6-man and trios match on the pre-show.
Was it the gun?
AEW trios and RCW 6-man. Bullet Club Gold versus the Acclaimed.
Right.
Winner take all. Wow. Okay, that's pre-show. And then FTW Championship Hook versus Chris Jericho. Those are the two.
Jericho.
Yeah, that's a main show match, by the way.
He's someone I wouldn't mind seeing taking some time off from AEW.
Well, I don't know how true this is, but I heard that Hook's contract is close to being up.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
So that, and
he good.
I was saying, and they might be looking to sign. He might be looking to sign somewhere, but then again, maybe not. I mean,
well, it basically said, or at least what I saw, that he was at least interested in testing free agency and seeing what other interest would be out there.
See what the demand is. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's been killing it lately. So,
can we trade you a Jericho?
AEW Continental Championship, Okada versus Pac.
Yes, please.
I did all day, every day. Please and thank you.
I love, like we talked about this last week, where Okada's getting to face like enhancement talent. It wasn't this week. He is part of a tag match, but he had a couple matches over the last couple weeks with enhancement talent. But the other part was, because I heard other people talking about this, he's also just looking like his character that he's so bored with it. So like he's doing all these fancy moves, and it just looks like he's so like, oh, why am I even doing this? And I love it for him. Like he does it so perfectly and it works.
You know what's funny? Yeah. It's like that's kind of what he did when he first started as the Rainmaker. Yeah. But that was when Gato was his talking piece. So he wasn't, because the truth is, what I read was he wasn't actually comfortable talking. Mm-hmm. And so that's why Gato did all the talking for him. But the more experience he got, the more comfortable he got. So now it's hilarious to see him do the board gimmick again, but now he can do it by himself. He's just like, of course I can do an amazing drop kick. Of course I'm the greatest wrestler on the planet. Ugh, these peons who are beneath me. And Pac, who's just angry all the time, which I love.
Yep.
Let's see here. TBS Championship, Julia Hart versus Willow Nightingale.
Again, yes, please.
Yep.
Yeah.
International Championship, Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly. My God.
Yeah,
that didn't take very long for that to to stop being friends.
Well, also it's Kyle O'Reilly. I think everyone just wants to see him wrestle again. Period.
Yeah, 100%.
Tag Team Championship. This is the finals of the tournament to crown a champion after Sting and Darby Allin vacated due to Sting's retirement. This is a ladder match: Young Bucks versus FTR.
The Bucks are going to win this, aren't they?
Oh, but I hope not.
I hope not.
Women's Championship: Toni Storm versus Thunder Rosa.
Yow. This is.
This has been a hell of a build-up. I really hope Thunder pulls this one out for sure.
I do too, but I'm afraid that there's going to be too much involvement from outside forces.
True.
Mariah May and Deonna Purrazzo, who
I wasn't even thinking about Mariah May. I really
apparently is upset that Thunder wants to be on her side of things. So I don't know.
Okay. And then AEW Championship, Samoa Joe versus Swerve Strickland.
I think it is time for Swerve. He's been killing it this year. He's gotten so popular. He made people boo Adam Page for a while.
Dude, I don't know how he managed to hit that reverse. Like he would have reversed that so easily.
After breaking into the house and like talking about his kid right there, and people were like, "Yeah!" So,
well, to be fair, Stone Cold kind of broke into Brian Pillman's house, and we cheered him out.
Well, that's a whole different thing. That was but yeah, and like, look, don't get me wrong, Joe's been a great champion. He always is. But if you want to create your next star, and solidify it, I think it starts right here.
And another point is, it's Samoa Joe. He is a made man. That dude is so legit. He actually had, you can't convince me, you had Brock Lesnar scared a little bit for a minute there. When he lost, that picture's infamous, but he had him in the show. I was like, okay, that boy forgot for 2 seconds this was a wrestling event.
Yep.
All right. Well, I don't know if we're going to be getting together to watch this one. Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, I know I've got a birthday party to go to that day, but this is going to be, man, a hell of a way to close out the weekend. I'm not going to say pick one that you're looking forward to the most because I know we're looking forward to all of them, but I will say this. What championship is most likely to change hands at this event?
Ugh.
The tag
titles. Okay.
Yeah, vacant doesn't get to defend it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, unfairly.
You know what? After that, I would say the AEW Championship.
I would say that.
Yeah,
that's all I was gonna say.
So
okay. Probably the AEW Championship, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle O'Reilly walks away with the International Championship.
I was actually thinking that. I really was thinking that. If for no other reason than like that dude had been on the shelf so long, with his health and everything. And again, on the shelf, safety reasons. My God, leave him there as long as he needs to heal. That's good.
Yeah.
But I would love to see him as international champion because he's a great wrestler. So.
All right. AEW Dynasty, Sunday, April 21st, 7 p.m. Central Time. Pre-show, I believe, is going to start at 6. It's at, I hope I say this right, Chi-Fets Arena in St. Louis, Missouri. Available on Bleacher Report pay-per-view for $50. Bleacher Report still is the home for that as well. So internationally, check, I believe, depending on where you are, it's either on Fight TV or YouTube TV. There's different ways to purchase it internationally, but within the U.S., it is still Bleacher Report to my knowledge. So,
okay, cool.
All right. With that, we'll move into our 1 minute warning segment here. Mike, do you have something this week?
I don't. I'm just going to say very quickly, bring on all the wrestling this weekend. That's all I'm going to say. But no, other than that, I don't got one.
Tommy?
You know what? Yeah, real quick. It won't be long.
All right. Are you ready? Go for it.
It's just to piggyback what we mentioned about Liv Morgan earlier. People, I know sometimes we get, upset about when this happens with wrestling. I've done it before and everything, but chill out. Let's all calm down and remember that this can happen in wrestling. I know I've gone hard on wrestlers who've done it, so I'm eating crow as well as saying this, but so remember, it's wrestling. It can happen. It's all good. No one did this intentionally. It's all going to be good. And when Rhea comes back, you all get to chant Mommy's home immediately, and she's going to run roughshod. It's probably just clotheslining everyone left and right, and it's going to be awesome. So, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Very cool. I got to let the timer run out because it's a pain in the ass to just reset it. So
yeah, I got you.
Real quickly though, while I'm waiting on this, a lot of titles changed hands within the past week. Mike, you mentioned it earlier. Jon Moxley, the new IWGP Heavyweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
Zack Sabre Jr. is now the New Japan TV champion.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot he won that.
And the never open weight 6-man tag title. You know what? That's part of my 1 minute warning. Let me just throw it out there. First of all, my man's a champion, Toriano, carrying that team with Ole Bolton and Hiroshi Tanahashi. That's right.
I totally forgot he won.
Toriano leading this to a never open weight 6-man tag match. And I'm just going to say this right now. Whoever wins this winner take all 6-man tag title You better be ready to defend it because we better see that title for title with the Never Open 6-man tag title at Forbidden Door. Bring it here. That's the one thing that's been missing from Forbidden Door has been Toriano. Now, besides all that, yes, I am excited for this wrestling, but it does suck that two of the biggest events that are taking place in San Antonio happen to be going on at the same time. And look, I understand it happens. This is a crazy time of year between Easter and WrestleMania. Fiesta's going on. Obviously, it's not a good weekend to do a show next week because of Battle of Flowers and everything else going on. Fiesta, it's kind of the height of it. And Hybrid did a show last weekend. But can we please, just as promotions, let's make sure this kind of thing doesn't happen again because it forces the fans to split. You know, it sucks, especially because I want to be at both shows. I really do. But can we, and I understand there's competitiveness here and there, but can we please just try and work together in the future to make sure this type of thing, if it can be helped, doesn't happen again? That would be great for everybody to be able to attend both shows. It just sucks to having to pick and choose, especially when I have two kids that we want to try and see everything, right? So it's difficult. But yeah, please. Good luck to everybody this weekend. United 210, MPW, RCW, Wrestling Shop and Collectibles doing something Saturday afternoon. And then, of course, TNA and AEW. This is going to be a fun one, guys. So yeah,
for sure.
All right. Once again, here is something. Let's see. It's on Fight in America now. North America or the United States? Because that's a weird one. It just depends, Jason, by the way. Sure. So, yeah. So, Friday is United 210. I don't have a graphic for that one, but it is taking place at 7:30 p.m. at the Yard, 1003 Macaulay Avenue. And then on Saturday, we have Mission Pro Mania starting at 6:30 p.m. I'm sorry, 6 o'clock p.m. At the Salvation Army Mission Corps. It's going to also be on Title Match Network. Starting at 7 o'clock on Saturday, RCW Mania at Good Shepherd Lutheran Church. Sold out. Stadium room only is the only thing available. They're going to be selling at the door, RCW. And that is also going to be on Title Match Network as well. TNA Rebellion is also Saturday, 7 p.m. $40 via TNA Plus or your traditional pay-per-view provider. And then, of course, Sunday, AEW Dynasty. 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time on Bleacher Report.
Yeah, it's like a 3-minute warning just to announce all the shows.
It
Seriously.
feels like it. Right, yeah. Why do I feel like this was busier than WrestleMania? Geez, with everything else going on. So,
because WrestleMania was just 2 nights and
essentially
one show.
Promotion. Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe because this, I know that sometimes that happens when they decide to like throw a pay-per-view out there last minute. It wasn't like an original part of the original plan. They might put it on Fight as well. So, but yeah, keep that in mind. So, next week we're gonna recap everything we talked about today, and I actually put that in the graphic there as well because it made it easier than typing everything.
That's facts though. That you couldn't type out everything we had to because facts.
Are we also gonna recap Caramel Kiss? Or
we just might.
Okay, I think someone sent me a link. I think Sean sent me a link with that match. I'm gonna watch it. If it's the same one, I'm sharing it with all of you because we may have to do like a live review of this someday.
Oh my god, that might have to go.
That was one of the greatest moments in our podcast.
Hands down, that was amazing.
Like I said, go if you missed it, go back and watch. Maya's face as soon as she said what her first name was gold.
It was so good. It was so good. I want to rewatch it just to see her face again because it was so good.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for sticking around for this marathon of a show, this marathon episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. Over here, we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And I'm JC. And as always, heels and baby faces. Remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.
Reach for the sky, boy.
Enjoy Fiesta. Enjoy the wrestling. Be safe out there. If you go to Mission Pro, we'll all see you on Saturday.
Adios, Gunther.